Good evening, everyone. Welcome today for our episode LC135. It's a great pleasure seeing you today of all the climate disruption we had today, and welcome everybody. Great Sendil sir for seeing you today. It's been a long time as well. Lovely, great. Thank you very much for joining us, Darshana ma'am and Renga Rajan sir. It's a great pleasure for you to be in this episode and being our guest of honor today. Lovely to see all of your faces. Currently, we are muted. Please make sure that if you want to unmute yourself, you have to raise your hands. And otherwise, if you really wanted to ask question to our discussion leaders, you can raise your hands. We can talk about it. And please have your videos on for better interaction. And it's just a feel good factor if you ask me. Please keep your videos on. However, today we are starting an episode on the topic crisis to co-creation, which is very interesting. I am waiting to see what is more that we are talking about it today, like any other episode we have in our Leaders Connect. Special mention to our guest and to our panel discussion. On top of all this, before we start our episode, I'd like to talk about a Rocket Goals, which is an offline meet we do every month, every now and then. This is our offline meet for this month. It is happening on the 16th of December. It'd be great if I could meet all of you there, and your presence would be welcomed. And I'm sure it'll be a memorable moment and day for you if you join us. This is one of the biggest professional episode and Leaders Connect we do. Please do join us if your calendars are open. We would share you more details after the episode. With that, I would request Arul to play an introduction video for our guest and for our panel discussion leader. Forthcoming, we will start our episode later the video. Thank you, Arul.
background music is there. You are not audible.
Thank you very much, Arul, for that great video. We both are sitting in the same place, so sort of this technicality is happening. Because we have a bad weather here, the network is here and there. We're trying to connect in one place. Excuse and pardon for that. Without any ado and delay, we are welcoming Darshana ma'am and Renga Rajan sir to start our panel discussion of the episode topic, crisis with co-creation. So yes, sir, please go ahead and continue our discussion. And I probably in between peep in and understand what is happening and what is going on. Excuse my presence. Otherwise, the stage is yours, sir. Thank you very much and go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks for giving the opportunity. I'm back after a long time. Welcome, ma'am. We are waiting to enlighten in the topic which we have chooses from crisis to co-creation. The first question what we want to ask you is what is the key element which differentiate the crisis driven approach and the co-creation mindset, and how the organization can navigate this shift effectively?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you so very much to all having me here, and thanks to entire Mr. Prakash Sharma and Arul and entire team of Leaders Connect for having me here. So, crisis to co-creation. It's a very, very general and casual thing which happens in all organizations. Like crisis, when we say crisis to co-creation, the crisis-driven approach and co-creation mindset represent two different distinct of any organization. Each has their own set of elements, and differentiating between them for any organization, it can help any organization to operate well and make good decision, you know. So there are key elements for both of them, like crisis and co-creation of mindset, co-creation kind of mindset. So like we can say when we say crisis driven approach, we say reactive decision making probably. So when in crisis driven approach, decisions are often made reactively in response to that situation or immediate challenge or firefighting. There is a focus on in short term solution, probably short term problem solving without considering long term implication. That is one thing crisis driven approach has. Second can be structure, organization structure, we can say. So generally when organization is working towards crisis driven or having crisis driven approach, that organization must be having, there must be tend to be more centralized, with decision coming from the top leadership, and there may be lack of involvement of people or stakeholders who are actually going to work on working on the field or working on that process or system. So lack of involvement is there, top management deciding and things are working. Command and control in any crisis driven organization, command and control is kind of mentality people are having, or maybe top leadership or middle management are having. When orders come from the top, and they are expected to follow it. They are expected to work on it. So there is maybe no collaboration or some connectivity kind of thing. And silos and segmentation. For an example, in any crisis-driven organization, teams are working in isolation, probably, I believe so. Communication channel is very limited. This can hinder the flow of information and collaborative efforts, I think. When we say elements of co-creation mindset, I believe that in any co-created co-creation mindset kind of organization, that encourage proactive approach. So creative approach and proactive approach. There is a difference between these two. So when it comes to proactive collaboration among employees, stakeholders, they work on proactive system processes. Decision making involves input from diverse perspective, create innovation solution. Again, as I said, that organization structure matters. So when it comes to co-creation mindset kind of organization, they have flatter structure, I believe. Or they have network or that facilitate communication, collaboration across various levels, across various channel, stakeholders, departments. This is, I think, this kind of organization structure, co-creation mindset organization have. Then they have probably one more element is empowerment and inclusivity. Like employees are more empowered, they can contribute towards ideas, take ownership of projects. There are focus on inclusivity, value diversify, continuous learning, adaptability. There are willingness to experiment new things. So this is how circumstances are different or elements are different in two different organizations. One is crisis driven and another is co-creation. And when you ask that navigating shift to this crisis to co-creation, so I believe there are 2-3 things matters. Leadership alignment. So when we say we want to shift from crisis to co-creation kind of mindset, leadership should be aligned, and we should ensure that leadership is aligned. They should align towards the mindset, so actively they can champion collaboration, empowerment, inclusion, decision making. If leaders are not aligned, we cannot create such culture or transformation in any company or any organization. So once leaders are aligned, then we can go for cultural transformation, like culture that values openness, that work on collaboration, continuous learning, workshop, brainstorming, trainings, communication channel, desire to learn new things. So this cultural transformation can happen. Third is probably, I can say, technological shift. So of course, technology and digitalization is so important nowadays, and we should have some platform which can help to collaborate departments. We should have some. One should develop tools which are to communicate well. To if we make any decision, any process, any progress, then top to bottom, everyone should align. Everyone should get to know about it. So technology is very important. Employee involvement is very important. Strategic planning is very important. And most important, communication and transparency. So that is very important, communication and transparency. And last, measure of success. So we make anything co-creation, then measure of success should be there to give or to create example, to set example that this culture or this kind of shift is working. And in maybe with KPI, maybe with some balance scorecard, maybe with some review mechanism, we can have measure of success to make people understand, to make people buy this kind of mindset. So by understanding of these elements, and taking steps to transition from a crisis-driven to a co-creation mindset, organization can position themselves in, I think, sustained success, probably innovation, and a long-term resilience in a rapid changing environment or world. I think. Hello.
Great, thank you very much. But I'm so sorry, Rangarajan, I'm interrupting here. Just for the benefit of other members and even for me, for that matter, when you say crisis-driven approach and co-creation approach or mindset, could you throw some light on what do you call crisis-driven approach? Are you talking about, or my understanding is more of facing challenges, or there is a change, there is a shift, all right? Because right now, Darshana ma'am, you have spoke about a lot of things, the elements you were talking about. It talks about major, let's say, for example, cooperation and decision making. The tools also, you're talking about a lot of very specified corporate tools. We are talking about 360-degree model kind of a tool here. So when you talk about all this, I'd like to go a little deeper. What crisis-driven approach are you talking about? Let's say that, my company talks about a lot of leadership, but how do I identify that there is a leadership model which has been portrayed? Like, are they talking about it, or is this some sort of a crisis-driven approach? Whereas maybe top management is facing something, they are taking it in a very different approach and coming and telling us, this is how you go through it. Is it a code creation mindset or is it a crisis driven mindset? So I'd like to really know the differentiation for the benefit of everybody as well as for me.
So it works like it will work like this, that if there is a problem or there is a crisis, or there is no crisis or no problem, but there is something we want to implement, for an example. So we have to, it should not be like, proper leadership says, it should not be like we have decided and you have to do it. At least up till top N1s and N2. You understand what when I say N1 and N2, right? So top management and middle management should be aligned. We should have a co-creation kind of meeting. We should have brainstorming session. We should have detailed discussion about the process which we are going to implement, or maybe crisis which has happened. Yeah, detailed discussion should happen, brainstorming should happen, and then we can come to the solution or maybe system or process that yes, with this process or system we would be able to solve this first if it is a crisis. And then these people all are aligned. My personal opinion is all are aligned, so it will be easier for top management also to implement it smoothly, because all are aligned, because these people have contributed towards this decision. It's not like I have taken the decision. What if they are not buying it? What if they are not, they have some different approach? What if they have some different mindset? They have some different ideas. So see, I believe there is only two things. There are only two things. One, you convince me or you get convinced.
Yeah, it's either your way or my way.
No, it's not like that. We can debate. We can argue, we can have healthy discussions. But yeah, we can have healthy discussions. But at the end, one has to get convinced.
Okay.
Right. So I will be able to convince you.
Yeah, can I rephrase? It's as per the perspective. Instead of arguing whether you are right or I'm right, we can constructively tell what is right actually.
Exactly, what is right actually. And if I have, no idea or no perspective is wrong perspective, I believe.
So true.
Right.
So true.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, so that maybe I'm looking at it in a different way. You convince me that whatever way I'm looking at it is maybe it's not wrong, but it can, this kind of implications or problems or challenges we can face if we will do this way. Or better, we can do, of course your idea is good, but what if we add this also?
Yes.
That kind of
commonly call it appropriate response or appropriate decision. We commonly call that in many platforms.
And co-creation is like that only. Na? You listen to me, I listen to you, then we understand each other's perspective, and then we decide finally that yes, this is the right way to go.
True. Understood. Well told, ma'am. Which actually my layman mind understood that.
To summarize the answer, I'm just giving the active summary. If you see, if you differentiate between crisis management and co-creation, in crisis management, everything is reactive, and in co-creation, it's proactive.
Proactive.
It is
Proactive.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually,
So
yeah,
see, in any organization, I believe whatever you do, crises are will tend to happen.
It's mandatory if you ask me.
Yeah, if you feel that yes, I have put this processes, this SOP systems, technology, this that. No, life is not gonna that smooth every day. You
Of
will have,
course.
but the right mindset is that okay, you have got this problem today. Now you are don't solve it for today.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
Solve
don't
it
react,
for
you respond.
forever. Yeah,
so
solve it forever. Put some
Yeah.
system for that. So next time, same you won't get same problem.
Yes.
You may
Can,
have different problems. You may have new problems, but try next time. We won't get the same
same
problem.
problem.
yeah,
So
in
So
true.
manufacturing,
that's how it happens.
yeah, in manufacturing, there is a stand. I am able to solve different problem. Don't bring me the same problem.
Same problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So if you take crisis management, it's command and control. If you take me with respect to manufacturing, if you go my starting stage of my career, my boss will tell, do what I say. Okay. Now, in my current situation, we are working as a team, and two-way communication are being more importance now due to leadership management and everything. Now we are becoming two-way communication. We are getting the issues. What is the reason from the end-level operators to tell them what happened at the time? So can we give the solution instead of scolding them, instead of shouting at them? We can get the data from them where it should be. Instead of reacting, it will be a response from them, so that we can get it.
Exactly.
And
Thanks.
again, collaboration, it will be the best problem, because out of box thinking will comes only with the collaboration. If I'm single-handedly thinking, I don't know where the exact door. As a collaboration, as a team, if it works, you can find the right way to go there.
Yes,
And
exactly.
isolation.
So actually, the problem is that if the person has grown from the bottom, then it may be possible that he or she will understand that thing better.
Yes.
Or if he or she is not grown from that field, or maybe from the scratch, and he's just or she's just looking from the top, or aeroplane view, I can say, helicopter
Yes.
view, I can say, then it would be really difficult for that person who's going to work on that. In that case, he's, or maybe that you said now, that laborer or that manager or that executive, we need to understand their problem. We
Yes.
need to understand their challenges. It's not
We have to
so.
put our
In
legs on
that
the
case,
shoes.
co-creation is important.
Yes. So again, crisply putting the conversion key factor, we have to align our leadership, because without leadership alignment, the total thing will not happen. The second thing, cultural transformation. Either our country or a company, we have to accept the cultural transformation, and it's do in the proper way. And technological shift. Now, earlier, if you take 15 years before, we don't have the technological shift issue. Now we can tell Kodak and Nokia, who doesn't accepted the exact technology, they have been nowhere. They are
We know what
failure to
happened to
nowhere.
them.
Yeah.
We are
So
in the chat GPT world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was working, for example, even I tell to my team, if I was working to find the issue, I have to analyze. But if
Analyze.
my person are not able to analyze, they can Google it and find the similar issue all over the world to get the solution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, and again, the measure of success, if success is not celebrated, people will have only the failure mindset. We have to
Yeah.
celebrate the success, so that people will know what is the difference between a failure and a success.
Yeah, and if we have done it once, if we are successful, we have to tell them that we are successful because of this. Then next time they will buy your
Yes.
suggestion.
Yes. Okay. Going to the next question. It is just the derived from the thing. As you told from the answer, crisis management is the short-term solution. In what ways crisis prompt innovation, and how can we channel this energy into collaborator and co-creation solution for long-term? Example, in our production, we cannot tell, don't give corrective action, give the preventive action to the issue. So what
Exactly.
is it?
So actually, crisis push. Actually, I believe crises are important. Crises are required. to be very honest, because crisis push people to find new and better ways to doing things. When faced with challenges, individual and communities often come together and brainstorm the solution. Then it's like people start thinking out of the box. वो कहते हैं ना, during a crisis necessity becomes the mother of invention, right? So but at the same time, collaboration becomes crucial, as diverse perspective led to more comprehensive solution. To channel this energy for long-term success, it's important to create platform for open dialogue, idea sharing, encouraging experiment, learning from failures. And we should have, like, as I said, okay, let me give you an example, a very classic example. uh, for an example, providing resources and fostering culture, value learning, exchange ideas, that will help us to go it long way. Uh, if I give you an example, for an example, we had in my own company also, in my past company also, we had millennials and boomers, more millennials and boomers, right? And they are working with the company for years, like 20 years, 15 years. They have their own way to work. They have their own, so they have their own way to solve the problem. They were not that techy and all, but at the same time, they are experienced. They know exactly what to do, have to do. So, but at the same time, they were not techy and they are not ready to accept new processes system. So we have to have, like, we have to make them understand that this, जब problem आया उसका solution किया, अब नहीं, मतलब, it's like now world is changing. You have to go in technology, you have to have system in place, processes in place, then only you would be able to run it smoothly. Everyday crisis solving your crisis is not the right way to work. So what we have done is that we have hired some Gen Z, new technological people, and we have made some tools with them, with Gen Z, and we have made these people understood that this will help you to work smoothly. This will help in your daily operation. Then we have given some example, and we have set some example, and they have started using it. It was helping it was helping them to make their daily work easy and smooth. So now this is a collaboration. These people are making tool, these people are using it, these people are training these people, and now millennials, boomers, and Gen Z all are working together. So this is, here we have a cultural shift. This kind of approach we should take. If you say your way is wrong, sorry, this cannot happen, you have to change, that won't happen. That won't work like that, I believe.
Yeah, correct. Don't ask them to change. Create an environment where they can accept the change.
Exactly. And at that time, you have to be people's person. One has to be people's person. You cannot be a commanding person.
Yeah, like our in leadership, many of the leader will tell, don't be a manager, be a leader. It's better to empower the team.
Yeah. So this is how we can make a strategy for long-term solution.
Yeah. Okay. The points were very crisp. I also tell, don't pray to the God, don't give problems to me, pray to the God, give the strength to deal the problems.
Yeah.
So, like, crisis is more important, so that our own level of knowledge and everything will come out when there is a crisis. If there is no crisis, we don't know where to develop.
Exactly.
For example,
So crisis,
while I'm starting Excel, I don't know all the formulas. If I stop there, I don't know learn how to create the pivot and all the formulas. So if crisis is not come, I may not learn the same. So
exactly. So crises are important.
Our lifetime scenario right now is that Chennai is flooded. Everywhere it's water.
Yeah.
Now everybody is not questioning why it rained. Everybody is questioning what government is doing with the 4,500 crore budget which is allocated in the earlier year, right? So ideally, crises are meant to happen. Natural calamities are meant to happen. What have we taken proactive measures? Like I said, crisis, like Rangarajan was telling, crises are meant to happen. How proactively we are willing to face it, how proactively we are ready to face it.
yeah, in your question also answer is there. Government doesn't take co-creation. They create crisis
Co-creation,
thing.
right?
It doesn't. They taken only the corrective action. Where the rain is come, immediately they solve only the corrective action. They doesn't taken the preventive action for the next crisis.
Correct.
Usually they will tell expect the unexpected, which doesn't happen.
People are becoming very smarter. Like Darshana ma'am was telling, we work with different generations. We have millennials, we have Gen Zs, we have kids who are just coming as an intern. Matching their mindset and getting the best out of them is the most, I can say, the challenging part of being in the industry, right? So I come from a generation of where I've beaten the shit out of to get my homework done. But right now, it is not like that. Now people are pampering the children. Can you please do it because for the sake of your elders and all that? No, I mean, we all come from different generations, is what I mean. And that has to be approached.
So in manufacturing, you would be prepared for me that in manufacturing or in any unorganized, especially unorganized sector, semi unorganized sector, MSMEs or SMEs, people are like they are working as Gen Z. They have habit of working like boss ne bola kar diya. और मे बी आपने अगर अगर बॉस ने थोड़ा डांट दिया कभी if boss has scolded, they are okay with it. They are okay. They'll come back. They'll work as they used to work. They'll not take it personally or something. They feel like okay, boss ने डांट दिया तो डांट दिया. But if you will do the same thing with Gen Z,
won't work out.
They'll go out.
Yeah, that won't work.
Won't work out. Yeah.
Next day there will be a paper with you to
yeah,
tell
exactly.
I'm not interested in.
So there, the way of work is like you will have to. Okay, अगर मैंने in millennials or maybe boomers, it is like boss ने बोल दिया तो करना है. Right, but Gen Z is like, and more of millennials are also now like that. बोला है, agree करना है, but if you can align us with the idea why we are doing it, what is the reason, what is the vision, what we'll get out of it, what would be the results. So then we know na. What I like about this Gen Z, why they are asking this question, because if they know the reason of it, they know the result, what are we going to get out of it, they will put their mind, they will put their brains.
They'll be more motivated to do extra work.
Yeah, they'll put their brains and they will do it in a better way. Maybe they'll come up with new ideas. So but then again, we have this, we have 3 generations, we are working together, 3 generations. So again, we have to collaborate and we have to make everyone understand. We have to make each people, okay, we have to make them work like that everyone is helping each other. And then we will get the desired result. That's what my personal feeling.
It's an excellent explanation. If you take in manufacturing, earlier while I'm starting career, I never went to out of the office. I will see the sun only once a month.
True.
That will be on first Friday because Saturday will be leave. So if I ask the same team from the new generation, they are asking whether OT will be there. Are you going to pay me? Are you going to do? Then only they will start the job. But I still I doesn't ask this question while was starting my career. So these people are more proactive and they are goal oriented once you make them grow.
Exactly.
We are not questioning, but it is not like we have to feel that what, as you told, we have to feel what is the generation, what is the requirement, we have to feed them. Then only they will work.
So the difference is, sir, that earlier we were never questioning. Like when boss tells, well, like Darshana ma'am says, go jump in the well, we go jump in the well because we trust our bosses blindly because we're going to learn something out of jumping there. Now the Gen Zs are questioning, what is the circumference of the well? How are we jumping? What is the strategy you have behind it? All that very logical questions they strike, where you were like, why should I say this? And then slowly, when I started working, moving from my IT sector to manufacturing, people started telling me, what, you need to sometimes blindly, trust the experience we come from. You cannot just question everything. So I feel like, okay, fine, yeah, I trust your experience, I trust your age. But today, it is not the age which they respect. It's only that what you are telling, what logically the answer comes out of your mouth is what they respect. And I have gone through
Exactly.
this recently in a very hard way.
Exactly. So as leaders, we also need to understand, or we also need to change our mindset, that if they are discussing, they are not
Yes.
questioning you or your capacity or your leadership. They are
Correct.
questioning because they want to understand it.
Understand, right?
They want to get aligned. And
Yes.
I have seen with this Gen Z, maybe they are not that like hard working or raat din kaam karne wale people, but if they get aligned, if they are convinced, then they will put, I mean, passion is, I mean, way beyond passion they'll put. That's what I have. फिर तो घर से काम करेंगे, रात को काम करेंगे, आपको पता भी नहीं वो कहाँ से क्या काम कर रहे हैं, then they'll get
Let's
results.
get it done. Yeah.
Yeah, adding to this, earlier to your point, you told command and control. Earlier, we are working with command and control. If my boss is commanding me, I will feel it's in the okay thing. But Jenny said, I have to prove who I am to make them work. Once it is proved, they will be same dedicated and everything. But I have a methodology like if somebody is questioning me, I will be happy. If somebody is blindly accepting me, it's going to create a problem
Yes.
for us. Let them question. I will not be always right. As a leader, I should accept my failure. So that is the first criteria. So if somebody is questioning me, I will happily accept and answer them. If somebody is praising me, I will make alerts that they are not doing good to me.
Yeah, both are like equal things. Like, yeah, it's like
Yes.
the questioning. We should accept the question. We should learn from questions, and we should answer that questions.
Yes.
That's how it is.
If you give the better answer, they will understand and shoot up the better question for us so that we can manage them.
I believe initially, maybe in boomers' time, not in millennials' time, but in boomers' time, things were like, you need to manage ego of your manager.
So true.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
uh,
Very
so with work also, I mean, of course you are working, but at the same time you have to manage ego of your manager,
yes.
or maybe boss or super boss.
Additionally, you have to align with their mood also.
Mood also.
If there is a tension or something, we should not ask the question at that time. We should understand the mood of the boss. Then at that time, if you want approval, you have to go at that time, not in
Yeah.
everything.
So but in today's world, as a leader, we have to keep our ego aside. We cannot work with ego. That's not possible. So we have to keep our ego. We need to learn to manage our own ego, not our boss's ego.
Yes. Okay. The next question is now we have discussed about the crisis management and co-creation. Now it's coming how the leader to enrich. As a leadership we are having, what is the leadership play a role in fostering the culture of co-creation in the crisis, as well as what are the strategies he need to employ in while creating a culture. It's a very difficult job to leader to create a culture because all the three generation will be there. He should tell what is the best way of strategy to employ the co-creation in the organization or a process, and how to convince the stakeholder in the thing, because you can convince a operator or you convince a thing to convincing a few different stakeholder from few different mindset. It's a tough job for a leader to convince it. What is the strategy required for that?
So, in times of a crisis, I believe leadership plays a literally pivotal role in cultivating this co-creation kind of culture. But this can be done by championing open dialogues, collaboration. Generally, successful leaders, because I have many friends who are like CEO of some companies and at leadership positions. So successful leaders actively involve diverse stakeholders in decision making, leveraging their unique perspective, um, make them involved in the any process, any decision, any system making, any solution of any crisis, they keep them aligned, they keep them involved. Let's take an example of COVID-19. So many leaders have done collaborated with healthcare experts, their scientists, and local communities. So strategy should be made like this, which is for everyone. We should have like approach kind of approach we should have approach of slowly aligning people, leaders, peers, by setting positive example, strategic move, by showcasing advantage of whatever we are doing, why we are changing, give them some tools which will help them to make their work easy. We should have uh, understand like aligning peers. If I will give you my own example, so what happens, like initially when you join any organization, it is difficult for you to it is difficult for people to accept you in any organization. It is not that easy. People will and in manufacturing industry and in unorganized industry, it is really difficult. People will accept you easily.
Yes.
Still have to be people's person. You'll have to make them understand that you are not here to command them, or maybe take their position, or maybe uh, lead them. You are here to help them. You are here to make their life easy. So this kind of co-creation, you have to have this kind of culture, or maybe dialogues you have to have. And when we say that, tools, so tools like monthly workshop, monthly meetings, brainstorming sessions, training programs, IT related tools, then you can have balance scorecard kind of thing. So every month you can discuss on that balance scorecard what is happening. You can have project kind of culture, that for any problem, we'll put one project, we'll work on it, we'll review it, and then if project is successful, then okay, fine. Pilot is successful, we are putting this process forever. So this kind of approach can help. You have to put systems in place. If crisis is there, run a pilot to solve it, put a system or process. If it is successful, go ahead. Now you will not get any this kind of problem. If it is not successful, try something else. So now what is happening now, जैसे प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है हम सॉल्व कर रहे हैं और उसके पीछे एक सिस्टम लगा रहे हैं, प्रोसेस लगा रहे हैं. Now this problem will not arise. And once team get to know this kind of, they are used to of this kind of culture, they are happy with it. No need to then explain again and again that we are shifting the culture, we are shifting the culture. No, we are not shifting the culture. Now this is the way we are working, and these people are also aligned with that because they are getting results.
Yes, it's very true. In the manufacturing, people will tell, create the system. Don't work in the process with this by the people to people, the perspective and the work thing will be there. Create the system, let the system drive the process for a betterment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The next thing which is there, usually if you create anything, we have to do it with ethical way, so that only the mass will be happy with the process. So what is the ethical challenge might be arise when the transition from crisis management to growth creation? And if the challenge is arrive, how the leader has to face it, and how the leaders to be unsure, it should be fairness and it should be inclusive. Why? Because if it is co-creation, we should include everything and it should be a brainstorm. How to do it?
See, I believe when it comes to transition, or maybe when it comes to transformation, you have to be very, very cautious. One, leaders have to be very, very cautious. People who are getting this transformation should be, first of all, unbiased. They have to be people's person, and we have to make sure that implementing methodology implementing, adapting methodology, new process, new system. Communication channels should be open. If people have problem, you have to be ethical. You should make sure, one should make sure that everyone is getting equal opportunity. Everyone should feel that yes, within this transformation or in this system, new system or new transition, we are also heard. We are also involved. They are taking our feedbacks also. We have to be very open communication channels. We have to open some communication channel like digital platform, regular town halls, transparency, recognition program, brainstorming session, collaborative approach, that kind of budget to this kind of technology. So this tools should be like that we should sustain that momentum. We can sustain that momentum. Initially आपने सब कर दिया, but then अल्टीमेटली तो लोगों को वो करना है ना, लोगों को वो आगे लेके जाना है या फिर उसको सस्टेन करना है. ये जो आपने ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कर रहे हैं फ्रॉम क्राइसिस टू को क्रिएशन वाला कल्चर, so we need to make sure that everyone is treated equally. Inclusivity is important. Everyone should get resources which is required. We cannot be biased. If we want to, for an example, if we want to, as I said, that we hired some Gen Z people. Now if I will be biased to them, and these people will feel that now new people are there, they are so good at technology, this, that, we are not getting enough infrastructure, we are not getting enough attention, we are not getting enough importance, it's not going to work.
Yes.
So we have to be very, very unbiased. We have to make everyone feel inclusive, equal, and we should have some platform which can help our people, our organization to behave openly. They can share their ideas. They can commit themselves to this co-creation. That's what I would say.
Yeah. As you told, in manufacturing, if I want to be a co-creation, usually we will create a core team with all the department people, not from the top level, from the bottom level, to understand what is their issue. They can, for example, if there is a failure in a component or something, instead of the managers going and getting the thing, the core committee people will discuss by them and analyze what is the truth it happened, whether it may be what is the root cause. Instead of start the blaming game, they will be inclusive.
Exactly.
And they will understand exactly what happened to that machine, and they will solve the issue from proactive. Instead of getting corrective action to just change the component or something, they will understand and take why this issue has been happened, and they will start take the action in the core.
Yeah, we need to make sure that people are not defensive.
Yes.
Or offensive. They should understand this. In our company, we always take it like that. This is the problem. It's not because of whom and who has done the mistake or why this has happened. What can be done to solve this problem? Or how can we improve better? How can we do it better? How can we improve? We are doing it for improvement. We are doing it for betterment. We are not blaming anyone. So let's not get defensive or offensive.
Yes,
If that kind of culture is there now, then people will keep improving. They will, in fact, they'll come to you with the problem that this has happened here. What should we do?
Yes. Yeah, that is the thing. Instead of punishing the person, you can enrich their knowledge how to make, not to make. And usually in manufacturing, we will make like a kaizens and who is having best. Instead of telling
Six
you
Sigma and
yeah.
Kaizen, Six Sigma. There are many tools we are using. But
Yes.
here we are not. Whenever we launch any new project, if I give my company, whenever we launch any project, we just say we want to improve more. That's why we are launching this project.
Yes.
Or we ask them to launch project. What can be done to improve more? Okay, we are at 40%, 40 days stat. We are at 45 days stat. What if we want to get 42 days stat?
Yes.
What can be done?
Yes.
What we want to get 40 days stat. Okay, now we are at 42. What can be done to get it 41? to improve more, then they will start improving. If we will say this company is doing in 40 days, and why are we doing 42 days, then it is a blame game.
Yes,
Then they will take it like comparison.
Like as you told, if you take talk time, it's a best approach to tell them who is doing wrong instead of telling who is doing the best. This is 40. If anybody is ready to achieve, I'm going to give you some gift, or I'm going to announce you as the best employee of the month. So everybody will start working. We can get the best talk time, and we can make others also understand how he did it.
Yeah. And for this transformation reward and recognition program, appreciation program, like kind of torchbearer or some incentives, or some, you can link it with KPI, KRA, you can link with their link with their bonuses, you can link it with the reward program. So that helped a lot. That always helps a lot, because
What
people
I
are more
feel is
motivated.
when we talk about inclusivity and fairness, see, fairness is more of a definition of an individual. Okay. So maybe we just have to create a platform for the employees to understand what collectively we call it fairness. Okay. Knowing information is not fairness, but at least sharing information is fairness.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it is highly recommended to see, when you guys were talking about, there's one thing which I understood, that people have to create that mindset. When there is a firefight, we need to first understand how to stop the fire.
Yes.
Okay, rather than only understanding like okay, that doesn't work like that. First we need to solve where is the fire. Let's first solve the let the fire go down, and then we can talk about it. Defensive, offensive, that needs to be sorted in the previous scenario or on the later scenario.
Yeah,
It can't happen
exactly.
at that point in time.
Exactly.
So we talk about fairness, Darshana ma'am. What I was trying to miss here, what I was missing here is that, fairness for me is different. Fairness for Rangarajan sir is different. Fairness for Darshana ma'am is different. So to create that common platform, that's the challenge majorly companies, manufacturing industries or IT companies are facing. Like, I don't know what my company calls goodness is, fairness is, because there is less transparency. That's the magic word here.
Yeah, but then you can always see. I believe that, Divya, that you can put yourself into that, or you can be fair. Of course, my fairness definition is different than your fairness definition, but as per the normal layman language fairness, we can always use that kind of fairness. Now, in that case also, you would not be able to win, or you would not be able to get 10 out of 10. But if you would be able to win 7 out of 10, then you are at home, I believe. But if you cannot align at least 7 people out of 10, and if you can align only 4 people out of 10, 5 people out of 10, then you are wrong somewhere. So we should understand that as a leader, that something is wrong from our side. Because अगर 2 लोग अलाइन नहीं हो रहे, 3 लोग अलाइन नहीं हो रहे, तो फिर भी ठीक है, वो रेशियो समझ में आता है. बट अगर 5 लोग अलाइन हो रहे हैं और 5 लोग नहीं हो रहे, 4 ही अलाइन हो रहे, 6 नहीं हो रहे, तो शायद कहीं कुछ हम अनफेयर कर रहे हैं. At least that measure we can do, the maximum. That's what my personal.
Yeah, it was well explained. My standpoint also the same. If you take before 25, 50 years, if a person is doing a charity, if a person is doing everything good, then he is called as good. If you take the current situation, if he is not doing bad, it's a good.
It's a good thing.
You have to understand the scenario for all the generation, and we have to create a fair environment which is good for all, not for only me.
Yeah, true.
Makes sense.
Yeah. The final thing, if you take in my manufacturing, we have 5 years. The last years will be sustained. Okay. So what is the thing? We can always, people will tell you can achieve all the 4 years. The 5 years is very crucial, because if you are not sustaining in any process, you are not going to succeed. It's again became a crisis of short-term management. The final thing is, once the crisis is substitutes, how can the organization sustain the momentum of the co-creation? what are the structures and practices should be in place to ensure continuous collaboration and innovation. Innovation is the core thing, where if without innovation we are not going to work out any process. So how we are going to do, what the leader need to concentrate in this?
I think we should have some, if we want to sustain, then we should have some systems, processes, some tools in place, and we should have proper review mechanism, tracking mechanism, and traction. Traction is the most important thing to sustain. So if traction is there, we would be able to sustain. If traction is, if we are losing traction, we are gone. It is not like that, that we have put this system, if there is one crisis, or maybe there is one system we have put in place, and we will not track it, or will not review it, or will not look at it for a year, or for 3 months or 6 months. Don't expect that people will keep doing it, or there are chances that if you will give it to me, I'm so good at implementing things, or maybe I'm disciplined, I'm very disciplined, let's take, like, I'm very disciplined, or you're very disciplined, but still anyone needs review, traction, anyone, everyone. So I believe there is no boss. Every boss needs a boss.
Yes.
There is no boss in this world. Any owner of the company, if he or she is the owner, तो उनकी टीम उनको बार बार कुछ ना कुछ बताती है, तो maybe they are not the boss, but they are, at that time they are the boss reviewing them. So there is no boss in this world. Everyone needs traction, everyone needs maybe review mechanism, or maybe reminders, you can say.
Yes.
So traction mechanism is very important to be sustained. Tools we need to create, technological tools we need to create. Automation should be there. So now automation is very important. If you will automate things, then you will sustain, definitely. If you'll keep doing it manually, maybe if you will MIS is a manual, if your system is, if your work is manual, so we can try maximum automation. We can try to put tools in place. We can try, we should have review mechanism, regular review mechanism. Then we would be able to sustain, I believe. And when we say review mechanism, it is like kind of balance scorecard. So whatever projects we are running, whatever systems we have put in place, we have to audit them time to time. We have to review them time to time. We should have risk audit. We should have compliance audit. We should have systems are people are following that those systems are not, or not. We should keep looking at that. Is there any improvement required? If there is there any upgradation required? So traction is very important, I think, to sustain.
Yes.
It's a wonderful point, Darshana ma'am. I mean, this is my takeaway today. Like, no matter how much you work, everybody needs that review point, review place. Like, it could be a feedback, it could be a common brainstorming session, it could be a certain amount of input from your boss or your subordinate. I think that needs to be taken seriously to improve personality as well as, career development. I mean, that is my takeaway today. It's a wonderful
Yes.
point, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Here in the final thing, the things which are trends are highly suits with manufacturing. For example, tracking. If I'm not tracking my progress, it will be hectic, and it should be innovative and automated. For example, the manufacturing failure which we faced before few years, operator writing. I cannot control a operator to write a serial number 45 exactly as 45. If I'm sending around 100 units, one part serial number instead of 45, he will write 54. So that is a crucial thing. But we developed a automated system to scanning. So barcode will never give the wrong data. So it automatically star and it is there. Now our issues are becoming zero. This we call it as in manufacturing as a okay, where we will implement it's not failed by thing. And how they treat the people, and you have to make them what is the real thing. If I take from Mahabharata, at last Arjuna told to Krishna, I am the warrior who completed the war. Without me, this chariot may be nothing. So Krishna had get down, asked the Arjuna to get down, and he asked Hanuman also to go out of the thing. Within a second, the chariot has been burnt. He told, it is not you who did it, but if there are lots of people silently and without showing them they are doing this. So you have to track and understand all the thing to make a better leader.
Yeah, very well. Agree.
Great example there, Mr. Rangarajan. I mean, that's one of my favorite epic book all time. Krishna says a lot of things. That is one thing. Yes, I think, like I said, ma'am, earlier, this is one crucial point where we all need that, microscope to be told, dude, you're going somewhere wrong. Wait, let me check.
Yeah.
Like that's needed. That's needed.
That's needed. That is needed. Everyone needed. I mean, I to believe that we generally say that parents are always right. No, everyone. Parents also required suggestions, inputs, feedback.
Absolutely.
I
If you see
consider my
if you
mother-in-law
see the
because she comes
parents,
in.
no, if
She
you
comes
see
in place.
parent, they are not using smartphone. So you have to tell them what is the ethical way to use the smartphone, right?
Yeah.
They have to learn. So, and as you tell Divya, if you want to be a better leader, you have to read Krishna and don't think him as a god and think him as a mentor for leadership. You can get lots and lots of things from Krishna.
Yeah.
I do
Agree.
follow, sir, because for me, I have taken training and coaching as my profession. So in that way, Krishna, I believe, is the first coach for Arjuna because he never fought. He was only guiding him. So
yeah, even if we killed Karna, he told, I told with your instruction, I killed my brother. But he told you doesn't kill him. He killed by 5 people due to the circumference. You just a tool to do it. If you did also, I may do it. But you are just a tool. Don't think bad. If anything happen, you just analyze and understand the situation.
true.
Yeah. Analyzing situation is the best way to respond.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's a great session. Like I said, there are a lot more points from the beginning until now. It was a wonderful questions, wonderful questions curated, and I believe all of our visitors and members have got a different perspective towards what we're talking about when we talk about co-creation mindset and mentality. So I should really appreciate Rangarajan sir for questioning and the insightful answers from Darshana ma'am as well.
Thank you so very much. It was really nice discussion, worth giving time. Thank you so very much for inviting me. Special thanks to Prakash ji.
My special thanks to Prakash and Arul, who has requested me for joining this after a long session of 1.5 years. Thanks for instruction.
All credit
Thank
goes
you so
to the
very
back
much.
end
Looking
people.
forward to many more sessions.
Please.
Thanks,
Great.
Darshana ma'am. There are lots of insights and lots of eye-opener things which I learned from today's session. Thanks for.
Always a pleasure, sir,
so
because the networking team is all about knowing and having a different perspective and understanding of what we already have. I think that's when we all come into picture. Yes, ma'am, you were saying something. Sorry.
No. I'm just saying that it was really. I mean, I've never expected such great interaction because I was like that question. You will question and then I will answer. But the way we have interacted and the way we have discussed. So it is kind of discussion, not kind of question answer. Kind of.
You can tell we doesn't manage the crisis. We co-created the
We co-created it. So true.
Yeah,
so true.
exactly. So we have actually done this co-creation kind of activity today.
Yes.
Lovely. I should thank both of you. Like I said, it's a wonderful discussion, a lot many perspectives and insights of today's episode, like any other episode. However, the learnings what we get in every episode is immense, is a lot. And today, ma'am, you've been what can I say? You've been very patient and humble in telling a lot more live scenarios, taking your company's example, taking a lifetime example. Those are the things which we were able to connect today. Thank you very much for the discussion. Now, the next part of the episode is very, very important and entertaining. We have Rashmi ma'am to conduct a quiz of today's discussion. So let's see how vigilant our members and our visitors were today by answering Rashmi ma'am's question. Welcome, Rashmi ma'am. It's good to see you again here. Wonderful that you are here and you are the quiz master today. So I'll leave the mic to you.
Hi everybody. It was a
Hello.
lovely discussion, ma'am, Darshana ma'am and Renga Rajan sir and Divya. There's so much of involvement, so much of engagement, so much of discussion, which is quite rare in on lot of platforms. Because what happens, it just becomes a typical question and answer session. So I've framed this question for all of you. The question says, how do leaders hinder co-creation? A is involve teams in open dialogue, discussion, brainstorming. B, foster collaborative mindset where the entire team gets aligned. C, follow command and control. D, involve teams in decision making process. I'm sorry, it's not come aligned. So I'll just share it again. Yeah.
Great. We have the questions written already in the chat box. You can respond to that in the chat box. So Rashmi ma'am, it's you who had to decide who is the winner here.
It's a tricky question.
It is sort of tricky, but the answer is direct though.
Can I tell all the above? Because whatever you listed,
No,
all
I
are
said, how
correlated.
do leaders hinder co-creation? How do they stop co-creation? So read the question properly.
He has to follow command and control approach. See,
See. Okay, sir. Do you mind writing the question? Great. So Giri says involved team. Before that, Rangarajan also said all the above, which is not taken. Anil says leadership should be aligned, sir. Okay, I think he's just sharing his idea. All right. Anybody else want to answer the question? Send it, sir. What happened?
I think he's summarizing the total.
Yeah, he's a
Okay,
summary
so
master.
Rashmi ma'am, I'll leave it to you to announce the winner.
Yeah, it's Renga Rajan sir.
Great. Congratulations, Rangarajan sir, for being the winner of the quiz today.
Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, because I was there in the quiz master earlier. So while class, it is better to be active. This quiz master is created to make the people active to understand. Okay. If you, as you told, as I was co-creation in the class, I'm able to understand what's your question.
You did your panel discussion job rightly, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after Rangarajan sir, there's Rahul Shinde, who's also said C.
Yeah.
So that was also a right answer from.
So I'll leave it to Aru. Let him decide. As of now, we are congratulating Rangarajan sir and
Rangarajan
Rahul Shinde for answering right. So I'll leave it to Arul to contact both of them for all the prizes and the distributions. So thank you very much. It was a wonderful question, ma'am. Very, very thoughtful question.
And tricky.
Thank you.
You did your best, quiz master.
Thank you.
Great. So next to this, we have our member of the Leaders Connect, proud member of the Leaders Connect, Sendil Kumar sir. He will be sharing the summary of all the discussions we had today with all the insights and new perspectives. So I leave the mic to him to talk more about what is the discussion all about. If we miss something, trust me, if you listen to Sendil Kumar sir, you will catch up. So I'll leave it to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Divya, for the awesome session, and thank you very much, Darshana and Rangarajan, for making a very co-creative section on the co-creative topic. Without wasting much time, let me summarize the crux of today's episode. The crisis-driven approach is something like a active decision-making way which works in a very short term, but in a very reactive mode. But it is something like a top-down approach in a silo communication is really restricted, and doesn't mean that the crisis management should be avoided. It is a necessity where it enables us for the mother of invention. It is something with a problem-solving mindset approach, which helps in a fight in a war footing basis in fixing the problem. Whereas in co-creative way is something like a proactive approach where it can empower the people with inclusive and adaptive mindset, and it's more organized way with a positive collaboration and cultural transformation, so which enables to bring a tech-savvy mindset of a technology shift, but thereby it is something like a people organization where they have a transparent message and communication through KPI and balanced scorecard. KPI is something like keep people inspired, informed, interested, and involved. So which brings in a long-term solution. So since there is a mix of millennium boomer and Gen Z working together in an organization, the leaders should be of a people person mindset approach, which with open mindset for any discussion with positive alignment. When there is a transformation or transition happening from crisis to co-creative approach, so leaders come with new systems, adaptive approach with unbiased way of handling and tackling a situation. So using many digital platforms, tools, automations, enabling them in a town hall and big workshop or hackathon approach for a problem solving mindset. Thereby they can able to sustain with the proper system in place, as well as traction and the review mechanism and automation, which is almost important in sustaining the initiative of millennium boomers and Gen Z working together in a co-creative mindset approach. So this is a small crux what I could have here for this members.
Very well narrated. Very, very well narrated. Thank you so very much.
You never fail to impress me, sir. Great, wonderful summarize. Like I said, if you miss one point, all you had to do is listen to Sendil at the last session. He will give you everything. Like, how do you do this, sir? I really like to learn this from you because you've been a wonderful listener. You just collected everything in one capsule and put it and saying that this is what we learned today. Lovely.
Yeah.
It would be great if you put all the information in the chat box so people who can, review it and go back and think of their own perspective as well. And, like ma'am said, they can review it as well. So great, sir. Thank you very much. However, I think we are almost bar the time of today's episode. It's great to know Darshana ma'am and Rangarajan sir. And it was a wonderful discussion between both of you, sir, today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. It's like what I said. What I said is initially I didn't understand the crisis and procreation in the mixed match of the topic. Now I'm very clear of what we're talking about. Maybe I will do some speech sessions in my team to talk about crisis and co-creation. So that's the kind of insight I have received today. So lovely participation, lovely insights, lovely understanding. Great, sir. So we are closing this episode for today. And I will request Arul to play the thank you video and vote of thanks video for our Darshana madam and to Rangarajan sir. Post that, if we can connect, it'll be nice. Please share your networking details in the chat box while the video is on. In that way, we can connect as well.
Thank you so very much. It was really, really, really a nice evening, learnings and conversation, I can say. Thank you so very much. And special thanks to Sendil sir for narrating it so well.
I know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was seeing Sendil sir still my previous thing also. I always admire him, how he get this data. Even he used to type and send at that time. Now also he did. It will become a core thing. Even as you told, if I miss something, I will take this and put it in my Word file to ensure I'm reading it back and back to my better understanding. So recording a data is always a crucial one, which Sendil sir is always doing in a better way.
Exactly. It's really crucial one.
And thanks to Darshana ma'am, you have not taught us a theoretical class kind of thing. What is A, what is B? You tell us the practical thing, what is essential to become a co-creation, which make us to understand as a practical. If I tell to the people, you go to store and you go to something and I'm creating a 10-page or 20-page SOP, it is not going to make them understand, but I'm practically doing the mission and teaching them. It will make them to not forget till the lifetime.
Exactly.
You made a similar thing. So I think all the participants will get the data through their lifetime for the co-creation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Divya. You are really, really, your smile is very good, first of all. And thank you so much for connecting us so well.
Oh, lovely. It's pleasure, ma'am. Like I said, I always enjoy that.
You ask right questions, that asking right question is really critical, It's very tough. When people ask right question, you feel good.
No, so idea of this discussion is to make ourselves comfortable in what we want to share, rather than we've been very timid in what our perspective is, what we
Exactly.
wanted to say. The idea of discussion is to share openly what we are thinking, so that it's open for discussion. In that way,
Yeah.
I think I am doing a little bit of a job on justice. So
No,
I think
I'm
Giri wants
thinking.
to say something.
Now, I'm thinking the Prakash Sharma will always create this mindset within his team, and he will derive as to for the thing. If I job before leadership connect, my improvement and after leadership is far better than the people handling and the leadership. The insights what we get it from the each and every leader who is giving us the insight, it will open the new dimension for the every issues. So leadership connect is doing it very well. And as always, Prakash Sharma tell, we are creating more
More
leaders,
leaders.
which is by the leaders. The leadership should not improve himself. He need to create the leaders from the society. So it's better to be the part of leadership connect.
Thank you very much for sharing it, Renga Rajan sir. Giri sir, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. Thank you for unmuting me. And really today, Darshana Bamania madam, this real darshanam for us to with more insights. And Rangarajan, yeah, your question also with some answers. Really, it's provoked me. And Divya, today you people are co-created and collaborated. That is the one thing I just want to share with you. Thank you all. Take care.
Thank
Sir,
you
I
very
want
much for
to
sharing
credit
that,
this.
Giri sir.
Divya, I just want to give this credit to Prakash Sharma, who
Sure.
teached me. He whenever I want to be a panel discussion, he will always tell me, don't ask the written question. You understand the leader's mindset. Yeah, this session is not to teach us to co-creation. It has to make us understand the process. Okay.
Correct.
He has created this process of every minute in a minute way so that it will always execute in the better thing. He is the mentor to become a panel leader. If you see the Prakash Sharma questions, he will not ask the question. He will ask the previous answer and correlate and give the better question to make leader to give the better.
Sure. The empowering questions with the empowering answers. Thank you.
Very crucially observed and right thing. Whatever you told about Prakash is all about it, sir. I believe everybody would have interacted with him. The motivation and all the impression comes only by the way of him. He is unknown mentor, and he's the one who's successfully running this episode for a longer period of time. And I should appreciate Arul here, because he's the man who's keeping everything together. Things are happening in the way it has to be, because Arul is doing things in the background, and things are going in the right way because Prakash Sharma laid that path. Great. Thanks for talking and taking time to appreciate us as well today. Thank you very much, Darshana ma'am, for extending your time. As
Thank
per,
you. Thank
it's
you.
only until 7:30, I understand. Great, everyone, for joining us today. I'm sorry if I am holding you back, but lovely meeting you all today. After the vote of thanks video, you all can disperse as much as your time is pleased. Please do connect. Join us in LinkedIn. Join us in Facebook. Please do connect us with us every day, every week, Wednesday, to join and have a healthy discussion like this. Have a great evening, you all.
Same to you.
Yeah. The short note, if his time is permit, just take a mask leadership book for everyone. You can get lots and lots of insight from the Prakash Sharma.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Great, thank you all. I think we all know the networking is very hard to happen today because of the time and everything. So I'll leave it to you all. Please share your numbers and contact details in the chat box. We will connect again by next week, Wednesday. Thank you all. Sayonara. Good night. Have a very nice week
Bye-bye.
ahead.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Take care. Yeah.